Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, October 12th, 2017, and yes, we're in our same clothes because we're trying to upload this from the night before because, well, we don't really know what today brought for us. But one thing that I want to discuss is, we have with the Great Santa Rosa Fire, which it certainly is. It's very aptly named. You're going to find few cities that endured a greater fire, in modern times, at least. But I've been depressed mainly because all of a sudden the conspiracy theorists seem to be coming out of the woodwork. And why doesn't this melt? Or why does this tree stand and this doesn't burn? And this, you're talking about an event with this fire, and I've talked about it as sort of a blowtorch. And good morning, Missy Jen, by the way.
Good morning, Rosa.
I've talked about it as kind of a blowtorch with the tip of it about 3 miles west of downtown, the northern part of Santa Rosa, and a little flame on the tip of that. Just imagine a flamethrower with just a little flame on the front of it. And all of a sudden you pull the trigger and the flame shoots ahead, 50 feet on a flamethrower? Well, imagine the fuel pushing this fire is 50, 60, 70. I think they even clocked 80-mile-an-hour winds on this thing. If you've ever blown on a fire or ever done any forging on a hot forge with metal, you know that when you blow on the fire, you raise the temperature dramatically, and it causes, it moves the process along faster. So, people say, why are trees still standing? Well, number one, a lot of these trees were specifically planted because they are fire resistant. There used to be eucalyptus trees around, and they were like torches. When they would catch fire, they would explode at the top, and a shower of sparks would go for, hundreds of feet. And but nothing's perfect, right? It's very dry here this time of year, so the trees that were there are resistant, but a lot of times the leaves aren't, the palm fronds, so the fire whips up, it grabs into the leaves, and the wind is blowing, it leaps over Highway 101 to the west, takes, it's a chain reaction sort of event. Is it government behind it? No, it's not government behind it. Now, how did the fire start? A lot of people have said, how did the fire start? Nobody really knows at this point in time. It's likely human, though, the cause of it. You could pretty much be sure that it was human involvement, whatever it was. But remember, this is a time of year where we have active fires all over California. What was unusual with this time was the timing of this front that came through Sunday night into Monday. I mean, I went to work and there were literally, I never saw big branches down before. That's how powerful the wind was, that branches had gone across roads, and somebody had already been out there before 5:30 when I walked through with a chainsaw and cut them to allow traffic. I mean, it was bad. I mean, the wind was a rarity here because this is not really a windy kind of place. So what you saw was the fire starting over in Napa County, racing over top of the hill, coming over into Sonoma County, racing down the hill, driven by these winds, overruns the Fountain Grove up on the hills, and I didn't even get to 5% of it, because it just goes up, 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 level, level, level. Home sites up there, I didn't even scratch the surface up there, but that fire swept down those hills. It took out the historic Round Barn. It came down to the Sheraton. It took out the Fountain Grove Inn, and then tragically, it leaped across Mendocino Avenue, and it took out the Journey's End mobile home park, which was absolutely staggering in the dimensions of that. It was the closest looking thing to Hiroshima that I had seen. And then to make matters worse, it then proceeded to jump over Highway 101 because of the wind and the embers, and it landed on the other side, and it took out a lot of the Piner Lane, Piner, down Piner, businesses there. Our gun shop that we bought our guns from was destroyed. And it kept working its way west, and it got to Coffee Park, and it just expanded, and it took a, 8x8 block before it finally ran into, before the winds finally died down. But all that probably happened within the space of less than 45 minutes that traveled that distance and stuff. So conspiracy, I don't think so. Although you'll hear a lot about that. People are saying, "Where's the selfies? Where's this? Where's the shelters?" Well, I have video coming up. I mean, we stopped and we spent time at a shelter.
We went to one of the shelters today.
Yesterday,
and I actually even seen somebody that went to the shelter today and checked in.
Yeah, so there are shelters. It's just that priorities are there. When a really terrible event like this happens, first you're dealing with just first you're in a survival mode, but if you're not in the middle of the action, it's very easy to sit at a distance and roll videos and do this and try to analyze, and it's not the proper way to see things. You have to have the context of time, temperature, winds, and all of that. So we're just to kind of dispel that, because I've been overwhelmed. Obviously a lot of people are watching the videos, which is great. I've taken a lot of time to help to occupy my mind, to just keep my mind busy so I'm not, nervous. We've had a very traumatic and taxing few days here preparing to evacuate, and hopefully by the time you see this tomorrow, the worst will be over. So, Missy Jen, we've seen the conspiracy theories starting up big time already.
Yeah, it's flaming up.
Melting points of this.
Well, everybody's entitled to their
somebody say, well, theoretically that piece of guardrail shouldn't melt because the fire only gets to 1,100 degrees. No, it gets a lot hotter than that when the wind is behind it. It's firing. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for this morning. Have a great day. More videos, of course, to come. We did visit a shelter and get some video there. They're extremely well taken. They're probably over. It's just it's overkill.
Overwhelming support there, and people that wanted to help and contribute by bringing stuff actually get turned away. And
the important thing is, it's always great the first few days, but come Christmas and the cold and rainy weather, and those people are still in makeshift evacuee housing and stuff, is going to be a lot different. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and have a wonderful Thursday. We'll update when we can. More videos ahead. Thanks.